I've been fasting since like I was 7 years old. I'm 26 right now, so I'm a born Muslim. I've been fasting for a long time, but it wasn't until this 2024 Ramadan that kind of like it got me, like it hit me a little bit. Like the things that I learned from this Ramadan, I feel like I'm gonna carry for a long time, and that's what this video is about. I want to talk about what fasting taught me, especially in this Ramadan. The first thing that I learned is that I'm able to force myself to do something good, and despite how hard it may seem, I can still get it done. Now, what I mean by this, when you're fasting in Ramadan, people usually recommend that, like, hey, you should warm up a little bit. You should fast for a few days before or a week before, just so you get warmed up, just so like the side effects don't just hit you right away, the symptoms, but I was going to, and I got lazy. I'm like, whatever, screw it, let's just get into it. First day comes, it was very difficult. 3-4 days going, it was very difficult. My head was hurting, I was fatigued, I didn't get much sleep. The sleep was a big issue, the food, like so much was going on, not to mention I had work, I had school, I had all these things all going all at once. And then at night you got to go pray, and I'm just like, this is very difficult. But I kind of had no choice, because this is my religion. If you love the religion, if you respect the religion, you're gonna do it, right? So I did it, and after 30 days I realized, like, I can just force myself to do something good. Because you usually think that, like, your brain, when you're not doing something that you think you should be doing, you think that your brain is coming up with all these excuses and reasons for a good reason. Like, there must be a good reason why your brain doesn't want you to fast, or your body doesn't want you to fast. But I'm like, now after doing it, I'm like, doesn't matter what my brain tells me, doesn't matter how difficult it may seem, I can force myself to do something good. And if I stick to it long enough, I'll see the benefits. And I saw the benefits of fasting, because it wasn't just the fasting, it was the sleep. You couldn't, I didn't get much sleep some days, and then at night you have to go pray, and like I said, school, college, all work, all this stuff going on. Like, I sound like I'm, complaining. I'm really not. I'm just telling you the struggles that I went through. But it's like, doing all of that showed me that, like, I can just force myself to do it, and eventually it'll get easier. And I'm like, that blows my mind, because I think of so many things that I want to start, and I don't start it because I'm like, how difficult this is gonna be. How difficult it's gonna be for you. Like, but it's like, don't worry about all that. It might be difficult for a week, but eventually it'll get easy. The second thing I learned is how strong I actually am. Like, I can handle more than I think. Okay, it's gonna sound like I'm complaining, but like, there were so many difficulties and so much struggle in that month, in a good way, because it was all for a good reason, but just so much struggle and so much sacrificing, so much hardship. And again, I'm not complaining, this is just like the shit that you go through, right? And you're just like, there's no way that, like, I'm gonna be able to handle this. Like, by the end of this 30 days, I'm gonna be like gone, I'm gonna be out of there. But like, I handled all of it like a champ, and I'm not hyping myself up. A lot of other friends that I know, they handled all of it. Like, they were able to go through it, no issues, no worries. Freaking so many billions of Muslims on this earth, we all do it. 30 days every year we do it. And it's just like, I can handle more than I think. I'm stronger than I think. So how do I use this in a self-improvement way? Like, I can do more than I think I can. If I work out a little bit more, it's not gonna break me. If I eat a specific type of diet, it's not gonna ruin me. Like, I can handle it. If I run a little bit more, I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? If I read a little bit more books, if I push myself a little bit harder, if I stay up a little bit more to work on a business, try to make some money, I can handle it. Ramadan was proof. You did that for 30 days, you can handle it. Don't think you can't. Don't ever forget that. The third thing I learned was that no matter what excuses my brain came up with, they're not enough. Like I said in the beginning, when you refrain from doing something that's good for you, right? Like, for example, I don't want to go and ride a bike or for whatever, like, because I'm just like, this is going to be so difficult. You think that your brain is coming up with a good enough reason why you shouldn't do it. And sometimes you fall for it. You're like, you know what? You are right. Like, my legs are going to hurt, as hot as hell outside, whatever. Like, don't do it. You're right. But it's like, after doing something very difficult for 30 days, I'm just like, it doesn't matter what your brain tells me. It doesn't matter what my brain tells me. Whatever excuse you can come up with, I've done the toughest thing that I think is possible for me to do. Like, this was so tough. 30 days, not getting enough sleep, not eating enough food, not getting enough rest. All these things, if you were to told me before that month, I would have been like, there's no way this is good for you, or there's no way that I can handle it. But it's like, now I'm like, it doesn't matter what excuses my brain tells me or my body tells me, I got it. I can do it, and I'll get better. I'll improve. Is it the best way to live your life? No, of course you shouldn't go to an extreme level, but like, you got to understand that there's like limits to what you can accomplish, or there's limits to what you can do and what you can take and handle. And your brain and body are just gonna keep throwing excuses at you, because they're gonna look for what's good for you. But like, what's actually good for you is to do the thing that you think is harder, to work on the harder things, because that's gonna give you the most benefit. And the fourth thing, which is very surprising to me, because I'm so introvert, I don't even like this concept, but like, a collective group effort helps, or having friends around you that are on the same path, same journey, that helps. And I'm so like antisocial sometimes. I'm just like, I really don't want to talk to anyone. I really don't want to like speak. Like, you'll just see me speaking on a video, that's it. But like, I'd rather just not talk to people. I'd rather just not go out. But it's like, I had to understand that having a collective group like effort, like, we're all on the same page. I go to the mosque every single night in Ramadan for 2 hours. We're just worshiping, praying, and we're just like, talking, getting to know each other, and sharing similar interests, all these, sharing similar stories, struggles, all these events that I went to where you have a priest, and he's, you have a sheikh, and he's like giving you you lectures and he's going over the Quran and he's teaching you all these things, and you have like 30, 40 people around you all focusing on the same thing, it's like it really does help. It really does help to have close friends near you who want the same things that you do. So if you're trying to accomplish something, whether it's, self-improvement related, business related, whatever it is, like, you can use these principles. You should surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You should have people who have a collective effort to accomplish the same goal that you have. And I think that's going to make your chances of being successful going up even more.